Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily FX market review for the trading day ending Wednesday, May 20th. Firstly to the Euro US dollar, and here we see a continuation of the trend to the downside, and that follows the market finding very strong resistance at the 114.59 level, a previous level where we saw very strong price rejection from. And for the past three trading days we've seen a series of black body candles suggesting that the sellers have found some very solid downside momentum. Now, the day prior to today's trading we saw this large black body candle form with the sellers continuing with control, breaching down through the 111.60 level, but today's trading we've seen a large reduction in the size of that black body, and that suggests that the sellers, even though the momentum in net terms is still to the downside, it's not as great as it was previously, and it does suggest a possibility of a change of trend. Now, if we are going to see that change of trend, the buyers are going to need to be strong enough to breach the 111.60 level that has previously held as strong support, and that's going to be a real test for the buyers. And if they are able to breach through that level, they may be able to rally up to the Tenkan-sen, trading at 112.64, and then potentially we could see some selling coming in around that area. In terms of Ichimoku, we have a bullish market in the long-term time frame still, and we saw the bullish breakout previously and then some strong follow-through on the market trending up in terms of forming a series of higher peaks and higher troughs, and also a bullish market in the medium-term time frame by trending above the pink line here, the Kijun-sen. So the opportunities here for the buyers to come back into the market. Now, we could see if we do see any selling continue, we could see strong support coming in at the 110.45 level at the Kijun-sen, or just below there at the top of the Ichimoku cloud at 109.77. Moving next to the Fibonacci expansion technique, and here we previously saw the market trading down through the 100% level in a very strong bearish manner. Our next important level here is the 161.8%, coinciding with the Kijun-sen indicator at 110.45, and the 161.8% level being at 110.44 does suggest that we should see very strong support coming in here. We could see this lead to an important change of trend in the first term time frame, so looking for confirmation with the market to make a higher high and a higher low if we do test down around that level. To the hourly charts for the Euro US dollar today, and here we saw the market once again open down below the middle pivot point level, and obviously for the last couple of trading days we've seen a strong bearish activity down below the Ichimoku cloud, so that longer term time frame on the hourly charts is certainly negative. For today's trading we saw the market attempt to rally through the Tenkan-sen indicator, but find very strong resistance only to sell off and find support, and very strong support at the first pivot point support level, bouncing off there on a couple of occasions, but no strong buying coming in as the market bounced off there, with the market finding very strong resistance around the Kijun-sen indicator on a couple of occasions. For today's trading we did once again open down below both the Kijun-sen, the Tenkan-sen and the middle pivot point level, but in this last hour of trading that has just completed we've seen a bullish breakout up above each of these indicators, and it suggests that there is a possibility of the market attempting to rally through here, test to the first pivot point resistance level at 111.43, and then possibly test to the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud at 111.81. I suggest that either of these levels we certainly could see some selling coming in, so we will be watching those areas very carefully. If we do see the sellers come in and we see the market once again breach down through the Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen and the middle pivot point level around the 111 area, we could see the Euro US dollar testing down to the first pivot point support level at 110.50. Moving next to the Aussie dollar US dollar, and here we see a very similar type of trading activity over the last couple of days, rallying through some important resistance and then selling coming in on the top of or on the back of an indecisive spinning top candle, turning the body of the candle from the previous strong white body into a black body, and then confirmation of that change of trend with the market making a series of lower highs and lower lows over the last few days. For today's trading, we've seen another black body, a small reduction in the size of the body, so losing a little momentum, the sellers, but they're still maintaining momentum to the downside, so it hasn't switched to the buyers. But we have seen some support come in for today's trading around the Kijun-sen indicator, which at the moment is now trading at 79.15. And as this current candle develops, it may offer as some resistance, so we should be watching that area very closely. With today's candle, we've also seen the sellers maintain control of the market, so there's no indication here, no strong indication that we are going to see the market rally and change the trend to the upside. So if we do see the trend continue to the downside, looking for very strong support at this 78-cent level, which has been a very important area of support and resistance in the recent past. Any potential rally here, if we do breach the Kijun-sen resistance at 79.15, may find very strong resistance at the round number 80 cents, and with the Tenkan-sen trading around that area at 80.10, we could see some selling coming in around that region. In terms of trending price action, still trading up above the Ichimoku cloud, so a bullish market in the longer term time frame. So the opportunity is here for the buyers to trend this market back up to the upside. And we are now just trading around the Kijun-sen, which suggests in the medium term time frame we have a neutral market. But this bullishness in the longer term time frame is still supported by the Chikai span being above the corresponding price action. So it's suggesting that there still is some good solid upside momentum in this market as suggested by the Chikai span. Just looking to the Fibonacci retracement of the prior uptrend, and here we see the market interacting with the 100% level. No sign, as I've mentioned on that candle, that there is a lot of weakness in the market. The sellers have still closed with control, so this next candle is going to be very important, and combined with the support around this area and the previous support here at the Kijun-sen, there is an opportunity for the buyers to come into the market and potentially change the trend to the upside. In terms of the hourly charts, and here for today's trading, we saw the market open below the middle pivot point level and below the Kijun-sen and the Ichimoku cloud. And we've seen this strong downtrending price action down below the Ichimoku cloud for the last couple of days, suggesting that the sellers are very, very strong in this market. Throughout the trading day, the market continued trading lower, at times trading above and then strongly down below the Tenkan-sen. So at times a very strong downtrending price action in the fast-term time frame, and at no stage in the early part of the day did the market trade anywhere near the Kijun-sen indicator, so some solid bearishness. Then we saw the market testing down to the first pivot point support level, and we saw the introduction of this very indecisive trading with these shadows as the market tested down below this area, and it suggested that the sellers were losing commitment down below there and the buyers were coming in strongly for each occasion that we tested down below there. We then saw this strong white body candle with the market testing up to the Kijun-sen, but once again finding resistance and then selling off. For today's trading, as the markets opened, we've opened again below each of the Ichimoku indicators and below the middle pivot point level, only to rally to find strong resistance in the last hour around that level and at the Kijun-sen. So that's going to be an important benchmark here, the middle pivot point level at 78.87, then the Kijun-sen at 78.96, and if we can breach through those areas in a strong bullish manner, we could easily trade up to the first pivot point resistance level, 78.86, and then to the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud at 79.31. Any selling coming in off this resistance that we're finding at the moment could see the Aussie dollar testing down to the first pivot point support level at 78.41.